Hello, welcome to LNS News.
And thank you for tuning in today, coming to you live from downtown Los Angeles.
Today's topics are going to be about the economy.
A recession is unlikely, but expect slower economic growth in 2019. It has been a good year for the economy with strong job growth, accelerating pay increases, and tame inflation. Will 2019 bring more of the same, something better, or something much worse? The likely scenario is muddling through. While growth in the past year has been strong, it is probably also temporary. Tax changes passed at the end of 2017 boosted household incomes at the same time the government ramped up military spending. The price of oil rose by nearly 50% between mid-2017 and mid-2018, which increased capital investment in drilling equipment and housing for oil workers. All of those forces are likely to reverse by next year, but taxes will not get cut again, but several of the 2017 changes are yet to expire. The spending increases passed in 2017 are already scheduled to fade by next year, while a divided government is unlikely to approve any additional budgetary expansion. The price of oil, meanwhile, is now back to where it was in the mid-2017. The U.S. economy would boom at rates it has not enjoyed in decades. I give this new boom scenario a 10% chance of happening next year. On to you, Sofia Hernandez.
Thank you, Leah. 6 in 10 workers didn't get a raise or a better job in 2018. Survey finds that some 62% of people polled by Bankrate.com said that they didn't get a bump in their salary or a better paying gig this year. Employees project will increase pay by non-management personnel in 3.1% of 2019. There was a poll of 1,000 individuals by phone in November. Only about a third of participating workers said that they saw a compensation rise in 2018. Only 32% received a pay raise and 11% got a better paying job. We have a labor market that is getting tighter, and pay raises and better paying jobs are the exception rather than the rule. The unemployment rate held steady at 3.7% for the third consecutive month in November. Though the economy continues to add jobs, it appears that many workers are willing to make do with a lower salary in the meantime. Only a quarter of the participants in the Bankrate.com study said that they would search for a new gig in 2019. People might feel that they wouldn't be able to find a new job or expect the current employer to deliver that pay raise or promotion. Some people are content with where they are, and even if they're not being paid what they should be. Companies plan to grant non-management employees an average increase of about 30.1% in 2019.
The reality is that in a year when unemployment hit the lowest level in almost 50 years, with inflation staying low and growth popping after the tax cuts, a surprising number of red flags remain in the economy, especially compared to the last period of strong economic growth in 1999 to 2000. 4 in 10 adults still say that they don't have enough savings to cover a $400 emergency expense. While that is an improvement over 2013, when half of Americans said they could not cover a $400 expense, it remains elevated at the time when employment is so low and wages are rising. A substantial number of Americans, 45%, still rate the current economy as only fair or poor. Though it is better than in recent years, it is still far higher than November 2000, when only 29% of Americans gave the economy a poor grade. Despite the number of "we're hiring" signs across the country, the labor force participation rate for men ages 25 to 54 is 89%, which is below the pre-recession level and well below the rate that it was in 2000. Suicide rates are so high that life expectancy is declining in the United States. On average, 129 suicides occur a day according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. And the suicide rate continues to climb, especially among middle-aged men.
The next topic we're going to talk about today is student debt. In 2008, there was a crisis that triggered many people. As statistics shows, there is a $1.5 trillion bet that this generation won't be able to pay off their $100,000 tuition loan. There are already a lot of them that can't or aren't even paying off their massive amounts of unaffordable loans. This burden of debt is already beginning to wipe out the next generation of home buyers and automobile purchasers. As a result, a generation of well-educated and underemployed millennials, told to value a college education above all, could drag down an economy that never seemed to want them in the first place. The former head of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation described the student debt problem. Nearly 20% of those loans are already delinquent or in default. That number could balloon to 40% by 2023.